Welcome guys to a brand new video on Wuthering Waves. So in today's video, what I want to do is go over and do a honest review after 1 year of playing. So this is going to be an honest review. I will talk about some of the positives and some of the negatives, and yes, there are some negatives, and then I'll go over my overall opinion on this amazing game. So first of all, Wuthering Waves, has Wuthering Waves changed over the last year? And the answer is simply yes. The game has gotten so many upgrades and updates that it has basically made it a lot more easier for players to actually enjoy the game. The new maps, the new exploration mechanics, it's all absolutely amazing. The character designs are absolutely stunning as well. So before I carry on, actually don't forget to like and subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Wuthering Waves. It is actually my main game that I'm playing on this channel, and I absolutely love the game. So let's get right into it. So I already talked about how the world exploration has gotten better. So they've added the new flight mechanism, which is absolutely amazing. It allows you to traverse the world faster. And one thing I like about Wuthering Waves is the fact that your time is essentially valued. Okay, they value your time. They allow you to skip story, which I have always said this. I don't care for stories for any gacha game. Being able to skip the story is such a godsend, and I absolutely love it. Now, it doesn't, right now I literally don't know the story, but it's not like I expect it to be that amazing. So I won't even do a review on the story because I don't know how good it is. But I remember early on it was just pretty much every character likes Rover, and it was kind of weird. But I don't know about now. But there was a couple of stuff that's actually getting me interested. It looks like some villainous, villainous company or villainous people that are actually looking cool and interesting. So I'm not going to talk much about the story, but in terms of exploration and the character designs we've been getting, they are absolutely amazing. Now, it actually, okay, I will say this. Every single character that has been released in Wuthering Waves, okay, there's a few exceptions. For example, I don't like Russia's and Russia, and I don't like Zhang Li Yao. But besides those two, nearly every character that comes out look absolutely amazing, have absolutely amazing animation, and makes you feel like you need to summon for them just because they look so good. Okay, the animations are that good that you honestly feel so sad when you don't pull them, and that's why for the last year I've literally been getting every single character. Now moving forward, I can't do that, okay? But it's so annoying because if I see a character, let's say for example Lupa, I'm going to have to skip Lupa. She's the next character coming out. I'm going to have to skip her. I'm sorry. She has good animations, but at the same time, I know more better characters with animations. Well, characters will come out with even like top tier animations moving forward. It's just very hard to say to myself, I have to skip Lupa. She looks absolutely amazing, and it's so annoying that every single character looks so good that it kind of sucks to kind of skip them. Now, they did improve on a bunch of quality of life stuff as well. Now, early on into the game, we all had some premium tuning issue where we didn't have enough. So what the devs did was allow us to convert the advanced tunes to now premium tunes. However, I will say, it has not been used. That system has not been used. It turns out that actually what we're lacking in is not premium tuners. Maybe at the start, maybe early on, but eventually you have a lot more premium tunes. But the issue is the tubes, the Echo XP. That's the main issue we currently are having, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to upgrading your echoes. Besides that, that's fine. Being able to change the being able to change the advanced tunes to premium tunes is very good because they do kind of give you a lot of the advanced ones early on. One other thing they've added, which I will probably make a proper video on, is the modifier. So if you're farming for echoes, what I usually do is if it's not the main stat, I just trash them. I use the merge feature to basically get a new echo. But now they've added a new system called modifier. I think they added this during the anniversary, but I might be wrong, where you can change the main stats of the echo to what you want, which is actually very good. And so far I've had a lot of those modifiers. I do buy the battle pass, and I know the battle pass gives you a more of the modifiers. So I can't say for certain if free to plays can get a lot of the modifier stuff. But for me, I have a lot. I haven't even used a lot. I used it for Katefia when she came out, because Katefia is one of those units that the echo set she requires, the echoes actually the echoes fall into two different sets. So when you do attack the echoes and you get the echo drop, you could potentially not get the set you're looking for, which is very annoying. However, with the modifier, even if you get trash even if you get trash main stats of the echo you're looking for, you can still use those modifiers, change it to the stats you're looking for. Now, it doesn't help with the substats, okay? The modifiers does not have anything to do with the substats, which still means grinding for echoes is still a little bit tedious, but the modifier is absolutely very, very good for echo farming, in my opinion. So yeah, I really like echo farming. Now, I will say this, early on, the way I view the echo has now changed, okay, from early on to now. So before ecosystem or the echoes were such a great joy to me, I will say this, one of the best fun or most fun I've ever had in a gacha game is the early experience of Wuwa. Trying to get all the available echoes, just trying to get the see the animations of them. It was so fun. It was like Pokemon. It was catch them all, see how amazing they look how the animation is like all the way to like when Jinshi came out. I was really looking forward to all the echo designs and whatnot. But now the way I view the echoes is pretty much they're just stats. They're just artifacts. I know they have amazing animations, but now it's all about how can I get the best echoes, which is kind of annoying, but that's because I've been playing for a while. I wish I had that mindset, just looking at the animations of the echoes and loving them, like falling in love with it. I still love the echoes, okay? Echo system is one of the best feature in Wuwa to me, okay? Instead of just grinding out artifacts or gears that does nothing besides give you stats, you can actually introduce or have those echoes actually take part in your combat, look absolutely amazing, feel absolutely amazing. Now, I think another reason why the echoes don't feel as amazing to me now compared to before is because I used to look at the echoes as like, how is it going to help with my movement in the game? So I don't know the name of the echo, but the one that lets you drive around in that motorbike, that was so cool. Okay, that was so cool, version 1.0. But now we can fly, so that is not as cool anymore, which kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie, it kind of sucks because I really loved riding around in that motorbike. I wish they would have released more echoes that focuses more on moving around the world rather than trying to I do like the fly mechanism, but I think what it could have done is make the echo the main source of way to actually traverse the world. The fly now makes everything else tedious, not tedious, everything else look not as good. Okay, flying is basically power crept travel in the game. Anyways, that's something I wanted to mention. In terms of overall the design looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it is like 10 out of 10. The reason for that is I still feel like the world is empty. We got this new region, Septimont. I can't lie, like it's massive. It's really, really massive. I go into the city, there's barely people in there. It feels like it's so empty. The map is so big, but there's barely any NPCs walking around to make it feel like it's an actual city. There's a couple sometimes, like some places you see a lot of you see actual NPCs, but most of the time it just looks empty. It doesn't seem like a world, and I feel the reason they did that is because it would be so draining on your PC in terms of power required. All the NPCs moving around would pretty much drain drain your power and be extremely hard for people to play, especially on mobile. I completely understand. But on PC, maybe they could have figured out a way to introduce a lot more NPCs, or maybe just reduce the map a bit so that we can not make it feel that empty. But yeah, that's some of the good stuff I like, and a little bit of those little stuff that I think could be improved on. Now let's talk about the negatives, which are there. Okay, I know where we were fans don't like to hear the negatives and pretend like this game is such a 10 out of 10 game. There is negatives. Some of the negatives is after the anniversary, okay, from the start of the anniversary, things have been going slightly downhill, okay, in terms of how restrictive teams are trying to become and how the devs are kind of making it feel a little bit more you must summon for this character, or you're going to feel like you need to get this character, which is now going over and changing how we felt about the devs. Okay, from version 1 all the way to the start of version 2, and maybe a little bit more as well before the anniversary, the devs went above and beyond. Okay, the devs felt so different. They felt like they were trying to be completely different from every other gacha games in terms of how the devs actually see us as a player. They cared about us. Okay, the first launch of the game was absolutely atrocious. What normal gacha devs would do, just give you 2 multis and that would be it. Do you know what Wuthering Waves did? They gave out a 5-star pool, 5-star selector, plus they gave out multiple summons. If any game actually wanted to give you a 5-star, they would have just given you a random ticket where you you open it and you get a random 5-star. They gave you a selector. It was peak, and then they gave us a free 5-star character after that with Zhang Liao. It was peak every single time. And now the anniversary came. That was bad. Okay, that was completely different from everything we've ever experienced with Wuthering dev. Okay, the anniversary events was trash, the rewards was trash. Yes, I'm going to be using trash, okay, because it was trash. The rewards was trash, the events were trash, the anniversary was straight up garbage as well. It did not feel like an anniversary. Right now with Katefia and the release of Septimont, that feels a little bit better. Okay, that feels honestly a little bit better than whatever we got in the anniversary. It was that bad. Okay, and then we got characters that require a specific team. I won't say Chikona and Katefia is as bad. I will say Phoebe and Zanny is bad. Okay, Zanny's design was absolutely literally not bricked. You can't use her ult as it's intended, like properly, without having character that can apply Spectral Frazzle, okay, properly. With Spectral Rover, it takes too long and you have to do a bunch of quick swapping. It's tedious. Okay, and honestly, why would I summon for a character where it's like, oh, it's kind of bricked until you get this other character? It just didn't feel good. And all they needed to do was release 4-star characters, 5-star characters, 4-star weapons, 4-star characters to just make it feel better. Instead, they haven't. We have only gotten 2 4-star new 4-star characters, Lumi and Yuhu or something like that. Both of them trash. Okay, both of them trash. Don't see the light of day. Okay, what we need is more 4-star characters, more 4-star weapons. And what we've seen with the recent trends is that the 5-star weapons are looking much better than the alternatives we have in game. For example, we have been having characters that run on attack percentage. Okay, every single character, most of the characters, actually I think every character has been running on attack percentage, so we have a lot of attack weapons. But when they released Katefia, she ran on HP. Okay, and we did not have weapons for that. Okay, and now the difference between having a weapon and not having a weapon is so huge. Okay, and it's crazy annoying. So I really do think all they need to do is release 4-star characters and weapons. We have been saying and asking for this, and they've still not done it. Okay, in fact, they're making it worse. That's literally how it seems like. It's been getting worse. Before, with the 4-star not being released and 4-star weapons and character not being released, it didn't feel that bad. But now they're trying to introduce the whole negative status element. That honestly is the worst part of the game, because they're not implementing it correctly. And even if they're going to implement it correctly, the negative status does nothing to the game. It doesn't change anything except introduce restriction teams and all that stuff. So honestly, that is the massive issue with the game currently. The devs honestly kind of feel different from how they started to now. So that's something I want to mention. I've already kissed up the game in terms of talking about all the positive. I now have to say the negative, and this is a honest review. I am not a Kurobot. I am not going to pretend like this game is perfect. I will call the game out, the devs out, when they do something good and when they do something bad. It's an honest review. You can complain about it, but it is the truth. Okay, now besides that, do I have any other issues? Not really actually. The game is really good. I spend a lot more time in this game compared to any of the other games I play. I really like this game. Open world system is like, I really don't like open world games in general. I feel like Genshin kind of made that happen, but then Wuthering came out. So much fun. The best experience I've ever had in a gacha game is the start of Wuthering, except like the first week of the launch. But honestly, beginners experience in Wuthering is the greatest, absolutely greatest. And yeah, I wish I could live that period again. That was really fun. Anyways, do I recommend this game? Actually, yeah, this part will now be what I rate this game. So I don't think any gacha game should be 10 out of 10. Gacha games are predatory. We haven't gotten a game. The only way a gacha game will ever get 10 out of 10 from me is if you can literally get every single character per patch. Every new character, you can get them for free. Not for free, but they give you resources, but you can get them. And there's no 50-50. That would be absolutely a 10 out of 10 game, as long as they also have great system in the game as well. But right now, gacha games are just inherently predatory. So in general, no game for me that I've ever played has actually gone above like a 5 in general. But now with the release of Wuthering Waves, it is a 7 out of 10 for me. Okay, and that is the highest I will ever give a gacha game. Okay, 7 out of 10. Simple as that. Reason for that, they value my time. And I still spend more time in the game, even though they let me skip all the story. I still spend a lot of time in the game. when I can actually sit down and focus on it. They value my time. The character designs are absolutely amazing. The devs, well, looking back at the devs, they were good. I don't know about now. I'm still a bit like, I'm waiting to see if they go back to being as generous and over doing things better. I'll wait and see. But the devs in general are really good. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And if you want me to say how does that compare to other gacha games I've played, for example, Nikkei, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, something like that. Genshin, I mean, now Genshin is getting better because of Wuthering Waves. I won't even deny that, and that's like 6 out of 10 to me. Yeah, I played Genshin and Wuwa for separate reasons, but both games are pretty good. Anyways, it's been your boy AC Gamer. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section your own opinion on the game. And if you're a Korobot and you refuse to accept that there is issue in the game, eat that. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.